Hello guys. So TypeScript is everywhere these days, and being able to run TypeScript is one of the most basic tools any development setup needs. But running TypeScript in Node is notoriously hard to set up. So you need either to use external libraries, which are getting better by the day. So for example, to be able to run our TypeScript file here, user.ts, you can use a TSX library to run it in a Node environment. So you need to install this and have it. You can't just run the TypeScript file directly using Node. It will complain that it doesn't understand it. And if you look at other runtimes that we have, like Dino or Burn, all of them come with inbuilt support for TypeScript. So you don't need to install any library to set up TypeScript. So with Burn, for example, you don't need to install anything. You just do burn run your TypeScript file and it will run it. Same thing with Deno or Dino. You just run Dino run your TypeScript file and it will run it. So the reason I'm recording this video is that Node.js is really leveling up with these other runtimes to have the inbuilt support for TypeScript. So a pull request was just merged in a node that adds support for TypeScript. Not full support, but it is the first step to adding support for TypeScript in Node.js environments. So this works in Node 22.6 versions and above. So you need to upgrade your Node version to the latest version of Node. So to be able to run it, all you need to do is add this experimental flag here. So to run our TypeScript file here, we do node and then we add the experimental strip types flag and then the file that we wish to run. And Node.js will run that file. So first of all, this is mind-blowing and so exciting. We're going to have types in JavaScript soon. Who would have thought? So what this does is it just strips the types from your file. So any type declarations are stripped out when Node.js is running this file. So these user types here are removed and this type declaration here is removed. And then Node.js will execute this just like a normal JavaScript file. So it's experimental because it doesn't support type transformation yet. So things like enums, which have to be transpiled to be able to work, don't work here. So if we had something like enum roles and then, enums don't need an equal sign. So if we had enum roles and let's create a few roles. So maybe admin, which you can call admin, and maybe user, which we can call a user. And then we add these enums to our user object here. So let's make the role refer to roles, right? So if we need to assign the role to this user, we can say roles.admin. So this would essentially work if you run it using TypeScript. So let's try using tsx user.ts. So this will work, but with Node, it doesn't work because enums need to be transformed to objects to be able to be used like you're using them here. Yeah, so you get the error there. TypeScript enum is not supported in strip-only mode. So I know this will be added with time, but for now, you can't use this stuff. So another feature I want to highlight on how to use these types is let's try to export the types in their own file. So we can add types.ts file and then add our types there, and then we export the types. Since roles are not supported yet, let's make this an optional parameter here. So how do you import types, right? So TypeScript modules are treated in the same level as ES modules. So to import types, you need to make sure you also add the extension at the end of the import. So you import, say, user from types.ts. So you need to add the types extension for that import to work. But that is not all. So let's try to run this file the way it is. You'll see that you're still getting an error. So you can't just manually. So if we try this with the TSX, it should work. But with TypeScript, it's still throwing an error. So with the way the experimental types are set up, you need to explicitly say that you're importing a type in the TypeScript file in order for it to be stripped properly. So you need to add an import type annotation next to the import keyword. So if we do it like that and we try to run our file, the file will be executed successfully. So this is important because it also blocks importing anything that is going to be transpiled. So because we have an enum here, you can't import an enum as a type. So you can import, for example, the roles enum we have there, but you can't use it in your code because roles cannot be used as a value because it was imported using import type. So this forces you not to import anything that cannot be transformed into JavaScript. What else am I forgetting? Yeah, so although this looks simple enough and still at the beginning stages, I think it works great enough for almost all setups because say you have a server here, like I have an Express app here with a TypeScript file with the types and so on. I can still run this with Node without a problem. So we can run the server.ts file and our server will start up properly. So ideally, this should work if you're not using any complex setups. So it's going to take some time for this to get better, but it's a great start to Node.js. Node.js has been adding a lot of great new features, especially with the Node 22 version. Another great feature that I can think of combining with the TypeScript support here is the inbuilt watch mode. So we could ideally start our server here and then add a watch argument to start this in watch mode. So anytime we change our file here, the server restarts. We haven't added node mode or any watch libraries. So you're using TypeScript and you're using node mode without adding any extra dependencies. So Node 22 is really, really good and is really catching up to the modern tooling like Burn and Dino and all that other new stuff. Yeah, so that should be it. Lots of great stuff happening with Node 22. So I'm going to keep you guys updated on any new features that come up as they are released. So thank you so much for watching and see you in the next video.